Hey guys, Spud here, as always, and today we are in the Growling Sidewinder Open Conflict server to dunk on some noobs, as well as talk about what is, in my opinion, the most consequential and most important DCS World Core update in a very long time, if not ever. And that, of course, is the new route creation utility that is integrated into the new spawning system that was introduced a few updates ago now. This new system allows you to create a flight plan and set that up before you spawn into your chosen slot, whether that be a dynamic slot or a pre-positioned slot in that multiplayer server, and then boom, as soon as you start up your aircraft, all of your waypoints are all set up and ready to go, and your flight plan is set and ready to go. So that's going to make it super easy to, say, set up a cap station, set up different points to get your BVR timeline correct in a place like the Growling Sidewinder server, or pinpoint a target for a strike mission. So like I said, this is going to be a major game changer for DCS World Multiplayer, and especially for those who enjoy flying on the kind of, always on, always persistent public servers that are out there. So let's go ahead and get started here. Now, first we have to join a coalition. On the Growling Sidewinder server, I usually fly on the red side, but for today, for something a little bit different, why don't we join the blue side and fly an FA-18. So we'll click on the blue side coalition there, and we'll click the join button. And then I usually tend to come from the western side when I fly on the blue side on the Growling Sidewinder server. So why don't we come from the north? So we'll go ahead and click on an FA-18 slot here, and be very careful not to double click your slot, because that will actually, bypass the route creation tool and just spawn you immediately into your cockpit and bypass your ability to create that flight plan, which is the whole point of today's video and the whole point of that awesome new utility. So once you've clicked on your slot, whether you do that the old-fashioned way on the list here or you click on the slot on the map here, we're then going to come up to the very top left here, and you can see a new icon, which looks like a couple of waypoints connected by little lines, almost like a little constellation up here. So we're going to click on that guy, and now we can see the route tool panel pops up, and we're going to start adding some waypoints. For today, because we are basically just flying as an airquake kind of thing, we're not too worried about the altitudes of our waypoints, just want to give us something to kind of give us some bearings as to where we're flying through the map, which is going to be so immensely helpful, I can't even express it. So what we'll do here is we'll use our little line tool, and we'll put a waypoint out here about 15 miles off of our airport here at Beslan on runway heading, and we can see it pops a little waypoint in there. And then why don't we go ahead and create a little flight plan that's going to bring us down through one of these really cool little river canyons that are to the northern side of the Caucasus Mountains here. So we'll put a waypoint right at the mouth of this canyon, and that will take us right up this river valley here. We'll put another one here, and we'll put another one over here, because that's going to be a pretty sharp turn, so that's going to allow us to make that turn a little bit easier. And then we'll pop one right here on top of our friend Goose there, who's also flying on our side, right on the enemy territory, or the FIBA, the forward edge of the battle area. And then, just for the sake of giving us a little bit of extra SA, why don't we go ahead and also pop a couple waypoints coming down the riverbed over on the red side of the border. And then for waypoint 10, we're just going to set up ourselves a nice little point that's going to get us nice and lined up for the runway here at Beslan. About 10 nautical miles, that'll be a perfect place to catch the ILS. And then waypoint 11 will be back home here. So now that we've created our flight plan that we're actually going to fly through in the mission today, we probably want to save this route here, especially if you really like a particular slot in a particular multiplayer server, so that way you don't have to recreate that flight plan all the time. You just pop in a preset that you already have saved. So to save it, we're just going to hit the little save button here, and why don't we call it FA-18 at Beslan on Growling Sidewinder. We'll hit OK. And then let's say this is the flight plan that you want to use for your next spawn in. You want to make sure that you have this little box checked here for use this route on next spawn. Now, if you're on a server that already has waypoints loaded into these slots that are in the server, this new route tool that you're going to use to create your flight plan will actually overwrite and override those previous waypoints that were created by the mission maker. So if you're joining, say, a very complex story-driven, co-op mission, you may want to be careful with that and not accidentally overrule the waypoints that the mission maker probably took a long time to create. So why don't we go ahead and we will spawn into our aircraft and we'll get going with our flight today. Alrighty guys, we are spawned into our cockpit here. Why don't we change our radio frequencies there so that AI AWACS doesn't just talk over me the entire time. And we'll kind of adjust the brightness of our HUD a little bit, but let's pop up our HSI page and take a look at the waypoints that we have installed into our aircraft at this point. So we'll zoom our scale way out here, and we'll turn on sequence 1, and we'll zoom the scale in a little bit, and we can see right here that we have all of those waypoints that we just laid out on the map in the F10 map prior to spawn are now loaded into our aircraft and set and ready to rock and roll for us. So this is going to be an absolutely massive time saver for all you guys out there who love to join into those pretty big public servers that are out there. And this will just keep you from having to pop in a gazillion waypoints into your INS through a coordinate system, whether that be MGRS or lat-long or whatever it is. So I hope this kind of gave you a quick and dirty overview of how to use this system, and I think that, like I said, it should be a big time saver for you. So we'll see you in the next one, guys. Hopefully you liked the video, so please like and subscribe,